Hey guys, welcome to a new episode of the Planterview. My name is Daniel Daza and I'm here in Medellin, Colombia. So today we're welcoming Shelley at Shelley Planties Live. I might have written it wrong, but just want to welcome you all to this new interview with Shelley. Hey Shelley, I see you there. Feel free to request and join. And I was able to hear me. Hey Shelly, how are you?
Hi, is it working?
Yeah, it's working fine.
Okay.
How's it going?
Pretty good. I was like right when I was trying to do it, I hear one of my kids crying.
It happens. I have kids too. I have two kids, a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old. I know how it feels.
Okay.
Yeah, they can get crazy and they'll join in at any time. So if they jump in,
Oh,
we're all good.
well, I'm back in the bedroom so that they don't run in here because they will never leave. They'll just get up here and be all in my face.
Boys and how old are they?
My oldest is about to be 3, and my youngest is he just turned 16 months.
Oh wow, yeah, they're super young.
The
16 months.
little
Great.
kids.
Yeah. That's awesome. So how are you feeling? Are you ready for this
Yeah,
interview?
I'm just tired as
No,
always.
I bet. I bet. So listen, the idea behind this interview is to make it casual, right? To make it just a cool conversation, to get to know each other, definitely to get to expand in the knowledge of plants, right? To get to understand your journey. Primarily, we want to make sure that um, you know, get more at a personal level, let your followers, those that are joining or those that are going to see this video later on, to get to know you, get to know, where you started, what's been your journey, what have been, some of the best practices that you've learned, some of the challenges that you've gone through, and anything that you want to bring to the table. We can have an open conversation. We can, just discuss any particular plant related topics. But yeah, feel free to just ask any questions anytime.
Okay.
Yeah. So, tell me a little bit about you. How did you started with this journey? Why did you started the page, perhaps?
Um, well, I'm a stay-at-home mom. See, how old am I? 30, about to be 38. I
Okay.
can't
Okay.
remember. So, about to be 38. I'm a stay-at-home mom to 2 kids. And luckily my husband works from home. So he's in there, they're in there running around while he's working. Um, but yeah, I just started the page not that long ago because I was just like, I got really into plants and all I was watching was just like plant stuff. And I said, well, I don't know why I don't just start a page because all I do is like plant stuff anyway. So, and that's all I look at. My whole feed went from like all dog stuff and just like funny stuff to just like all plant stuff.
That's awesome.
But
And was there anything like any particular reason you want to open the page because you want to help others learn, or just to showcase, your plants and the beauty behind it?
just kind of both. Like, I don't know everything. I haven't had a ton of plants for that long. Like, I just probably got into plants as much as I am now, like in the past couple years. So I'm not an expert on everything. And there's a lot of stuff out there that a lot of the other plant people do that I haven't used Pon, I haven't used Leca, like I haven't used like a lot of stuff like that. So it's just, like I'm going to try to start experimenting with stuff as well. So I just thought, why not make videos? Because I watch other people's videos to learn stuff. So I was like, well, maybe other people can learn from my mistakes
Yeah, yeah.
and good things that happen too. But
I feel like I'm in the same spot. Like, I'm not in any way, shape, or form an expert. I'm in the process of learning. I've always had a passion for it. People have told me I have a green thumb,
yeah.
so I go with that. When I was a kid, I was from the seeds. I was planting from a fruit that I was eating, a tangerine, for example. I saw the seed and I heard you could put it on the soil and let it grow, right? So I just started, right? And just recently, maybe about 4 years ago, semi recently, I started back again, living in Miami, perfect weather, and I felt like I wanted to rekindle with this passion that I had, and so I started back again. I started buying a few plants. I bought a bougainvillea the first time, and it died out. I felt very sad, but I was very motivated to create, to start again, to start learning, looking for videos, looking for knowledge, and I saw a lot of it on IG, on Instagram, and so I felt like maybe I need to start sharing this, and I wanted to also create a page. I just didn't know what about, and I figured it out. I was like, okay, plants, it's a good thing, it's a good hobby for me to use, and it started growing. So
Yeah.
I feel like we're all in this, both of us, I guess, we're in somewhat of a same similar situation, right?
Yeah, I mean, when I was little, we had a huge garden outside, and my mom and my grandmother are like total plant ladies. So like I always liked the garden stuff, but I didn't like the plants in the house when I was younger, just because my mom had so many plants on the back porch, and she would bring them in the winter, and we really only had like one room that got enough light to support all of these plants, and it was the dining room, which was like right when you walk into our house, so it was just floor to ceiling, like there was no space in there for all of her plants, and I hated it. I was like, this looks like we live in a jungle. Of course I wouldn't care now, but I
Right.
hated it. So for a long time I never had plants at all. I didn't want plants. I didn't want plants in the house. Like I always had gardens outside and I always did well with those, but any plants I ever had, I just killed them inside, not on purpose. But and then yeah, I didn't want them for a long time. And then finally I was like, I was like, I can keep these plants alive outside. There's no reason why I can't keep these plants alive inside. And then it just spiraled from there. So
It just becomes an obsession, right? A
yeah,
little
my
bit of.
husband is like, you need to chill. And I'm like, I don't even have as many as some of these other people have. So
How much has it been? How much money have you, in many points, spent or, I guess, invested in in the process of purchasing a plant or just creating the whole conditions to make it, with the pot, the soil, and everything? What's been the highest you spent? I can tell you on my end. I think at one point I spent over $160, maybe less.
yeah.
But just because buying things, just buying a lot of stuff. What is there? Has there been any situation like that, where you've over invested?
Well, I don't really like to spend very much money on plants, and not because, obviously they grow, like you can get little plants, but I don't really like buying really small baby plants typically because I want them to be like a little more established so that I don't kill them. But I think the most expensive plant I've ever bought was recently was a Thai constellation. I bought it for like $89. And even then I was just like, oh my God, like this is so much money for this one plant.
Now you have
And
a responsibility to keep it alive.
it's doing really well. So I mean, it's already put out a bunch of new leaves. It's so much bigger, so it's doing happy. But like I think the first plant I ever bought, it was when my husband and I, we weren't married, but we were living together, and I was like, I want a plant. Like this is the plant that I want. And of course, it was the fiddle leaf, which is the worst plant to get. So, but that was back when they were becoming popular, but they weren't everywhere, and you couldn't. They were harder to find. And so I finally found one, and it was like 4 hours away. So we went 4 hours away and got this tree, and it was $180, and it died. So it
uh,
definitely died.
Kept it inside or outside? What happened?
I kept it inside, but we were living in a different house, and it just slowly dropped all the leaves and just slowly died. And I thought I didn't know what was wrong with it, but now knowing everything that I know, it's just our house had a lot of windows, but it just did not have anywhere close to enough light for that tree.
Yeah,
So
had the same situation. We bought it. It was an anniversary gift to each other, to my wife and I, and we kept it inside, but we don't have much lighting. And we were hopeful. No, we have lights, right? We have the ceiling lights and whatever. No, that didn't work. So we started like losing a lot of the
yeah.
leaves. And like, um, let's keep it outside, and it's starting to get back into re-energizing and growing more leaves. So it's finally getting better, but
Yeah.
they're tough. They're tough.
Ah, they are. I mean, like I said, the old house, I didn't know. I thought I killed it. I didn't know that it was because of the light. So my mom gave me like a little small 2 or 3 footer. I killed that. And then so we moved to this house, and I was like, well, I'll just get a little baby and we'll see. That way, if it dies, it's only like this little. I'm not killing a full grown tree. And it wasn't doing that great in the house. And so we have a side porch on the side of the house. And I said, "You're going out here, and if you like it out here, cool. If you die, then whatever." And it started sprouting all these new leaves, and I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, you like it out here." But then I accidentally killed that because well, I had this was I mean, this was a stupid. I don't know why I did this, but it was a couple years ago before I had all the plants that I have now because I had to completely restart. My husband didn't want to like have any of the plants inside because he thought it was a lot then, even though it wasn't that many. But my mom had a portable greenhouse that she never used, and so I said, "Well, I'll just put it in the backyard. I'll keep all my plants out there." And I watered the plants, and then the next day it froze.
Oh my God.
And all of them froze to death. I didn't put a heater out there or anything. I was like, well, hopefully it'll create humidity. It'll be fine. No, they all froze to death. They all died. I was pretty upset. So that my little fiddle leaf that actually grew and was happy, it's dead. It's been dead.
Well, you'll have a special place in your heart for it, right?
Yeah, except that I have this one over here that's getting on my nerves. I'm never buying another one, I swear. I'm just like I'm done after
Yeah,
this.
they're tough. I only keep hearing not very good things about it, or how challenging they are. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I have a light on it right now. It's in front of a window and I have a light on it. And then it started growing a whole bunch of new leaves, like 5 or 6 new leaves in like a month ish. And I was like, okay. But now it stopped that. So I don't know what it's doing.
Yeah. So with that in mind, of course, there's always opportunities to think of ways, or think or research and understand like different hacks, different tips that can help us better, care for these plants. Have you encountered any specific hacks or tips that came about with any particular plant, or anything that you've seen necessary for you to use as best practices?
um, I use silica with all my plants, and I didn't used to, but I kept seeing videos on TikTok and on here about how silica helps the plants. And I have a big bird of paradise, and when I brought it in last year, it was starting to grow 2 leaves, and they took forever to come out. And then when they did, they were out for not very long, but then they just kind of broke under the weight of the leaf, which they're not supposed to do. Their stems are very, very thick and strong. And so I was just like, I don't know what's wrong with this thing. So then when I was reading about silica and how it helps their stems to be stronger and to grow better, I got it specifically to use on my on the same plant when I brought it inside because it was the same thing. It was growing 2 new leaves right when I had to bring it inside, and it definitely helped it. Like those leaves finally did come out, and they're strong and they're hard. They're not mushy. They're not going to break. So I started using that with all of my plants, and when I did that, like leaves are just popping out everywhere. Like even my rubber plants, which typically go dormant, like in the winter, they're all popping out new leaves. And so the silica, I think, really has made a huge difference with the plants being inside, especially the ones that want to be outside.
And what is silica? I've never used that. I never heard of it. First
Um,
time.
it's I don't know.
Is it
It's
like
it's
liquid,
something
or is
that
it?
they use in fertilizer. From when I was reading about it, it is used in fertilizer, but it's something that silica is, I guess it's also found in nature too. But anyway, it does help the plants like to grow stronger stems and just be stronger from the inside. I'd have to look it up to tell you the exact
Oh yeah, for
all of
sure.
that stuff.
I'll research
But
it.
like I just kept seeing a couple people using it and I kept hearing about it because obviously when you watch something on TikTok, then it just shows you all the same stuff. And I was like, well, I'll use it and I'll try it. And now every time I water my plants, I have like a water jug and you just put the silica in there, kind of mix that around first because it binds with the water, and then you have to add your fertilizer, and then you just water your plants with it.
Gotcha. So I see in the comments Vivi's Maceta. It's saying it's a
Oh,
mineral, and I
okay.
think is it a powder solution or is it a liquid solution?
This one's the one I use is a liquid, so I don't, they come in a powder, but the one I use is a liquid.
How much do you pour into it? How often?
The jug that I got is gonna last me, I swear, the rest of my life because it's like this big, and it's like the cap full. I think it's like you use a teaspoon ish per gallon. So I just have the cap, and the cap is about a teaspoon. So I just kind
Okay.
of like fill the cap and throw it in there and just kind of swirl the water around. And you're supposed to, some people like let it sit and let it bind with the water, but I don't. I just kind of like swirl it around in the jug and then I just pour the fertilizer in, and I've never had a problem. But I have seen online people that did it the other way around, and it binds to the fertilizer instead of the water, so it gets like clumpy and gross. So you definitely have to mix it in with the water first, the liquid. If there's a powder form, then I don't know what to do with that. But
Gotcha. No, but I'm gonna re look at this video after it, and I'm gonna start using it because there's definitely some of the plants might need it. I have like about I made a count and it was close to 100 plants.
let's
How about you? How many do you have?
Um, when I counted last time, it was around 75-ish, but I've bought a couple more since then, so it's in the 80s.
Yeah.
But I'm about to give some of them away. Like, there's just some that I'm like, I don't really like this plant anymore. Like, I don't want to throw it away because it's doing fine, but it's just not like there's two little plants I bought from Home Depot, and they're Dracaenas, but they're not the kind that I thought they were because they weren't labeled. So I thought they were something else, and now that I finally figured out what they are, I'm like, I don't really think I want that plant when it gets bigger. So
And what are your top five favorite plants that you have?
top five favorite. I mean, I love the fiddle leaf. It just hates me. So that's one of my top five. I love it so much, and I want one that just likes being here, but it hates me. So definitely fiddle leaf. All the forms of the rubber tree, which is also a ficus, I really like all of those, and I seem to do well with those. Um, Begonias I really like. They do not like me. I've bought several begonias, and they seem to do really great when I first bring them home. For like a few months, they start popping out all these new leaves, and then they just slowly go downhill after a few months. So I don't know if I'll be buying any more begonias, but maybe. I love them, but they don't like me. And what else? Um, I like monsteras a lot.
That's nice. Oh, I'm gonna post a picture after this because I'm in Medellin, Colombia, right? So there's plants
Yeah,
everywhere. I'm at a hotel right now, but there's you can see all kinds of greenery
yeah.
here in Colombia. They have all kinds of flowers, all kinds of plants, and I just ran into a monstera. I think it's a monstera, one of the deliciosos or something. I don't know, but it was a huge, huge, huge leaf. And it's just climbing all over the walls. They really put like a big effort into the gardening and just using the ecology or I guess the plants to make it part of. Oh, actually, look, there's a monstera right here. Is that?
Oh,
Let me know if that's a
it's
monstera. Is
right
that it?
behind you.
Yeah, is
Yeah,
that?
that's
I'm like,
huge.
I just ran into it. They're huge. They're huge. And I mean, they're really good. They really have they and me because I'm Colombian too. So I feel like I got inspired by seeing everything that all the nature that we have here, all the variety of flowers that we have. And if you ever get a chance, if you're a plant lover, I would totally encourage you to come here and enjoy it. It's just beautiful. Everywhere you walk,
Yeah.
you see beautiful plants. It's just amazing.
I love Florida. I don't know if I could ever. My husband's actually from Florida. He grew up in Florida.
Okay,
So he loves Florida, and I love Florida, but it's just I can't, the humidity, I don't know about
hard.
that.
It's hard. No, in here in Colombia, where I'm at currently, it's a what they call it the eternal spring, the
Yeah.
eternal. And so you'll have no humidity, as you do in Miami, where I live. Um, there's no. It's a good mix of warm and cold. There's some wind, and just you can breathe the oxygen really good. It's just beautiful. So definitely, I recommend you coming through if you ever uh, get the courage to come through and visit a different country.
Why
It's some.
are you just went on vacation?
So I used to live here, and I have family here, so we're visiting and just
Oh, okay.
a small vacation, a small get together. We decided to we went to Bogota, which is the capital, and so now we decided to come here just to visit a few other family members that
Oh,
we knew.
nice.
And we just recently met them, so it's been a great journey so far. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's for me it's one of my favorite places to visit.
Is it, I mean, I've been to Puerto Rico. Is it similar to Puerto Rico? Like
Yeah,
the weather? I mean, I'm assuming the
yeah,
plants and stuff probably are, but
yeah. So there's a lot of mountains.
yeah.
There's a lot of vegetation. Puerto Rico's I've been to Puerto Rico as well. It's pretty similar when it comes to like the nature, the flora, the fauna. It's I think Puerto Rico is definitely more warm and more humid, just because
Yeah.
it's closer to the beach. We're here in Medellin. We're in the middle of the country, and on
Okay.
top of a bunch of mountains. But it's just beautiful. I'll put some more pictures so you can see later on
Yeah.
how it looks. But this is definitely a paradise for sure.
Yeah.
A beautiful paradise. So let's see. What else can we get to know about you? Is there what are your plans in the future with your page? Is there any particular vision that you have with your page? How far do you want to get with it? Um, do you plan
Um,
to do some seminars or something later on, or what do you think?
I don't know. I mean, like, I don't know. Someone asked me the other day if I was ever gonna start selling plants, and I'm like, as
I
of
thought
right
of it.
now, I don't really want to get into all of that, but that's what I say now. Who knows what will
Yeah.
happen? But I don't really want to sell plants and stuff. So I don't know. I mean, it's just eventually maybe get to a point where I can, make money off of it just because I stay home. So I mean, I'm not out, I stay home with my kids and everything. So eventually maybe, but for right now, I just, I mean, I have Amazon links and stuff like that. So if somebody buys it from the link, then I get like a tiny commission from Amazon. But I mean,
What are those products that you have for links?
it's just pretty much anything that I post about. Like it's just, I think the last thing I posted about was the little, I don't have it in here, the little dusting gloves, just because I saw somebody use those online one time and I was like, they make those? Because I've just been using microfiber cloths and I like ripped apart my bird of paradise, even though I was trying to be so
I need to
careful.
buy one of
But then these
those.
are so
Like
great.
you have to every now and then you have to clean the leaves, allow
Mm-hmm.
them to capture more of the lights and do the photosynthesis, right?
Yeah.
And so that's an important part of and keeping them alive. They look more shiny. They look more alive, right?
Yeah, well, I also have like a OCD problem about my plants. Like, I don't like them looking dirty. I don't like them like having brown edges. Like, I want my plants to look like they're fake. So I'm always like messing with them. If I see a brown edge, I'll just cut it off. If I see a yellow leaf, cut it off. Like, I don't want to look at brown leaves. I don't want to look at yellow leaves. I just want them all to look like fake and beautiful.
Of course, yeah. I think that's what we all strive for, right? Is
Yeah.
they are also part of decoration, so we want to make them look beautiful, healthy, right?
Yeah.
Um, And actually, let me ask you another question, shifting a little from what we've been talking about. Do you know? Do you have any tips for propagation? Do you use it? Do you use the techniques of breaking out branches and making them into their own plants? Is there anything that you've tried so far?
I don't, because I don't really propagate that much because I don't want to. So
Oh, actually, didn't was it in your profile that you? No, no. I've seen so many videos, but there was a profile where the person was
that
cutting.
was me.
That was you, right? That was you. You're like, that was
And I
awesome. That
threw it
was
away.
awesome.
That one got saved because my neighbor commented, my next door neighbor commented, and she was like, "I'll take them." So I said, "Okay." So I took her that one, and I cut several more, and I took them over to her. But yeah, that was me. I've gotten a lot of plant people pretty bad.
I figured that is funny. Hey, it takes a bold person to do that. And if it's not within you, it's not within you, and it's okay.
Yeah,
We all have
I
our own
just I
methods.
don't want like my mom used to do that, and that's why she has had so many plants. Is she felt bad like trimming the pothos and then throwing it away. So she would just propagate it, and then she'd end up with like six or seven of the same plants. And I'm like, why do we have six of this same exact plant? And so I do propagate some. Like I did do some of my string of tears not that long ago, just because the top of it was just looking really sparse. And I did it again because I was like, well, I could probably add some more. So I did that, and I do because I have pothos and they grow like crazy. I do clip a pothos clipping and put it in the water with whatever other thing because they help to propagate other plants, the roots quicker, and it does
Ooh,
work.
ah, that that's a cool tip. That I didn't know, and I'm gonna start applying it. That's really cool.
Yeah, so if you like I said the obviously like when you propagate stuff you have to put the little nodes in the water but not the leaves of whatever plant it is. But if you cut some from a pothos, there's some kind of growth hormone or something inside of pothos, and so when you put a cutting of a pothos in with the other ones, it helps the other ones to root faster. And it really does work because I've done it with the string of pearls without it, and it took couple weeks. I mean, long enough, like a while for me to get long enough to put them back in. But then with the pothos in there, I mean, I think I've had them in there a week, maybe a week and a half, and they're already like ready to go back in the plant. Like, so I don't know if maybe String of Tears just does it really fast, but I have done that a few times just to fill in the top. But other than that, unfortunately, if I trim a plant, it goes in
Yeah,
the trash.
but that was a really good tips that you gave us for sure. Like the rooting part, the hormones. I didn't know about it, so definitely something I'm gonna start using. So
Yeah,
thank you. That's
yeah,
amazing.
yeah.
Hey, so I think we're getting closer to the 30 minute. I don't want to extend it too much. I know you have kids, you have to take care of them, and just continue your day. But before we finish this conversation, is there anything you want to add? Any questions that you have, or if you want to promote your links? Take advantage of this opportunity at this moment. If you want to promote your page, definitely like and subscribe both of our pages, Boogie Rocking Everywhere and Shelley's plants. What is it? Sorry.
Well, it's Planty Life because I was just gonna do Shelley's Plant Life, but then it was like that was already taken, I think, on TikTok. So I was like, well, if I just add a Y, then at least my name will be on both. Even though my TikTok page, it's it's the same as my Instagram page, but it's just like so annoying having to take the post from one and then save it a certain way and then have to repost it on the other one. So my TikTok page, I do have one for this, but it only has a couple videos on it because I've been slacking over there. But
I'm in the same spot. I have so much content now because I've already done what 4 or 5 interviews. I have 3 more saved in my camera, and I'm just like slacking and I'm using the content. But I just need a push. I need a push. I don't know where I'm gonna get it from. But yeah,
well,
go
it's
ahead.
like you have to save them on a certain website to save your Instagram videos so that it doesn't have the Instagram logo in the middle of it. So you have to go to like a certain website to save it and download it to be able to upload it on TikTok. And then you still have to go find the music again on TikTok or vice versa because Instagram doesn't like using the TikTok stuff. So I don't think TikTok
Yeah,
cares that much. But
funny music.
yeah,
TikTok.
well, I used to have I have a really big page on TikTok for my dogs, so I like already know all of this stuff, but I am losing followers slowly on that one because I just don't post very much about the dogs anymore because I'm not like showing dogs anymore and breeding dogs anymore, so I just don't take that many videos of them anymore.
Cute. What kind of dogs do you have? I have a
I
mini
have
Australian Shepherd.
all American bull, they're XL American bullies, and then I have one pit bull.
Huh. And
Yeah.
I bet they're super cute. And they're super
Oh
friendly, right?
yes. Yes, they're super sweet. They love my kids. They're amazing. They're really good dogs. We won't be getting any more dogs for a long time. We have six right now, and we had, I think, and we've had anywhere between 6 and 9 since we've been together in the past 8 years. So right now we're at like probably the lowest we've been at, and we're not getting any more.
And do you have any funny stories about plants and the dogs? Have they eaten plants and
My
soil?
dogs are so stupid, I swear. They don't eat the plants, luckily, because a lot of these plants that I have are actually like poisonous for them, like pothos and snake plant, and like a lot of the plants I have are poisonous for dogs. So they don't eat the leaves, luckily, but they just all they want to do is eat the dirt out of my plants. It's ridiculous. I had I have an alocasia regal shield that I watered the other day, and I put it down on the floor just to try to get a video from the top to show how big the leaves are. And the second I put it down, I couldn't even see. I saw it through my phone. My dog is over there like eating the dirt as fast as she can. I was like, what is wrong with y'all? I've had to buy the soil covers for any plant that they can reach because they just will not stop eating the dirt out of my plants.
Crazy. But you know what I had to do? Put rocks on top of it because my mini
Yeah.
Australian Shepherd started doing the same thing. Started making holes in the dirt, digging things, and putting them inside the little chewable toys, and putting rocks. And that, for some reason, they just, I don't know, maybe they don't like it or they just don't see the soil anymore. So that could help.
I do have some. We have a bunch of rocks like on the side of the house over by like a flower bed kind of, but we don't do anything with it. And they're rocks. Some of them are like pretty good size, but since I have little kids, I can't have the little rocks
Ooh,
because
ooh,
they'll try to swallow them. So I have like I've picked out like the biggest ones, and so like I have a philodendron split leaf, which just has so many stalks that I can't put the soil cover on it. So it has rocks on it. But then my kids are constantly over there taking the rocks out of that one. So it's like my kids are always taking the rocks out or playing with the dirt, or the dogs are trying to eat the dirt. It's just, at least the cat doesn't do anything to them right now. So
it's a tough combination: kids, dogs, and plants.
they're actually pretty good. My oldest usually just wants to grab the dirt and throw it on the floor, but he can't really do that anymore, so that doesn't happen too much. And then the youngest, he just wants to take the rocks out. And then once the other one sees, then they're both taking the rocks out, but they're too big to swallow, so that's okay if they take the rocks out. I just don't want the dogs eating all the dirt because I mean, I also don't use the granules that some people use.
What's it called? Oh, the guardrails. Yeah, like what
What are
you
they
put.
called?
I don't know.
I don't remember. It's an insecticide kind of, but it's systemic granules. I don't use those because you have to sprinkle them on the dirt, and it like goes and it like repels. It kills the plant, the bugs from the inside because they feed on the plant, and it's inside the plant. But because you have to put it on the dirt, and I have my dog problem and my kid problem, I can't use that. So
Right? It happens. Hey, so yeah, I think let's call it a day. I don't know if you want to have it. You want to add some last points, invite anybody to your page, and
yeah, just follow me for my journey on with plants. I don't really have anything like special planned or anything, just trying to take care of the ones that I have and try to learn new stuff and try to help other people learn what I know, and yeah, that's about it. Just follow me for tips, I guess. Of
sounds good. Well, thank you so much, Shelley, for your time. I think this was a
course.
great conversation. If there's another opportunity, let's go ahead and try that again. Maybe talk about more specific topics. But definitely, thank you so much for your time and for this amazing conversation. It was great. It was great getting to know you, getting to
You too.
learn from you. So thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you. Well, have a good vacation.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Take care.
You too.
Goodbye.
Bye.